Hello everyone, welcome to our channel.
Hello, Zainab.
Have you ever noticed when someone distances themselves from you a little, you start to panic?
Uh-huh.
But the opposite is also true. When someone gets too close to you, you feel suffocated.
Yes.
Most people actually experience this, and lately there's a topic that's been talked about a lot.
Uh-huh.
That's our attachment styles.
Yes.
Why does this happen? So today I want us to talk about the psychological background behind these ups and downs in relationships. I have three questions for you. When we hear attachment, we often mistake it for love. But what exactly is an attachment style? Why is it such a hot topic, and how does it shape our lives?
You've picked a great topic again. Now, I could explain this in a very, technical way. I could talk about it with lots of theoretical information, but I don't want it to be boring. Our cat suddenly got active for no reason and is distracting us a bit. All right. What we call an attachment style is actually something that has emerged in recent years with the development of psychology. I don't want to explain this in a boring way, but simply put, since people are social beings, they have to form bonds.
Yeah.
But in recent years, psychology has identified attachment styles like avoidant attachment, anxious attachment, secure, and disorganized attachment. Actually, these attachment styles are somewhat contrary to our nature. But feeling insecure is even more contrary to our nature. Here we constantly oscillate between two fundamental things, attachment and feeling safe. Over time, this turns into a process that disrupts our mood. Now, what we call attachment is not just love. There is actually a hormonal aspect to this as well. For example, the hormone that enables us to form attachments is oxytocin. This oxytocin hormone is released in three situations. It passes from mother to baby through breast milk so that the bond between mother and child is formed. It is also released during sexual intercourse when partners reach orgasm so that partners bond with each other. If we can genuinely hug someone for more than 20 seconds, our body also releases oxytocin. Now, when oxytocin is released, we feel safe next to that person. When you look at attachment styles, there is actually a contradictory situation here, isn't there? You want to form an attachment, but for that to happen, oxytocin needs to be released. When I look at it from a hormonal perspective, but we prevent the release of this hormone through our behaviors. Childhood plays a huge role in the development of our attachment style. It forms during childhood, especially according to the psychosocial development theory, is between 0 and 1.5 or 2 years old. So from breastfeeding until the child is weaned, that's the stage when the foundation of our attachment styles is laid. Now, from this perspective, in individuals who haven't been able to breastfeed enough, just as fixation can develop, problems can also arise in their attachment styles because the child hasn't been able to feel safe and hasn't received enough oxytocin. So, at its core, there's a sense of insecurity. Actually, the solution to this, even though it's theoretically simple, is that we first need to feel safe ourselves. We can actually form bonds with anything because our genetic makeup also operates on this basis. But why do we suppress ourselves? Because we don't feel safe. That's relationships for you. Lately, I've been noticing this quite often. People can no longer really trust those around them. Naturally, egocentrism has emerged as a result of not being able to feel safe. Never forget this. Feeling safe is one of the most fundamental things for us. We can't stay for long in any environment or place where we don't feel safe. Maybe we can stay for a while, but the thought of escaping is always on our minds. When you're in a relationship with someone, you first need to feel safe with them. So, to answer your question, attachment does not mean love. First and foremost, it's about being able to feel safe. But people with their recent behaviors more impulsively, actually, I mean, let's not say we don't do this consciously, but they suppress it impulsively because anxieties start to emerge. And this explains anxious attachment to us. That is, a person both forms an attachment and at the same time their unhealthy anxieties keep increasing. What if this happens? What if that happens? I feel myself becoming more and more attached to this person. But what if they treat me like this? What if they're deceiving me? What if one day this relationship ends? In avoidant attachment, on the other hand, the person deliberately avoids forming attachment because they know they will feel insecure. Or they think about it and keep themselves away from it. We are social beings. It's necessary for us to have relationships. We need to be in relationships and communication with others. So what emerges in this situation? A contradictory situation arises. Over time, the person starts to feel increasingly lonely. But they say, in order to eliminate the cognitive dissonance, but it's okay, I'm safe, this is better. They may try to manage the situation by reasoning it out logically. But I have news for you, this is not sustainable. Both spatially and relationally, in terms of communication, we need to realize ourselves. We need to be ourselves so that we can feel safe there. But as I said, people especially avoid forming attachments by centering their anxieties, and they can't be themselves anywhere. This is not sustainable. Stay away from this. By our very nature, we need to feel a sense of belonging. We need to form attachments.
Someone who forms attachments more easily, who wonders why they get attached and end up in an anxious state. Can they fix this, or can someone with avoidant attachment fix this?
Yes, they can.
So first, we need to define this. What is it that we have? These are things that can be changed.
Yes, well, here's the thing. The root of it might go back to infancy. It might go back to childhood. But the solution is always in the future. Don't forget that. The more aware we are of ourselves, the more we can shape and change ourselves, because knowledge is power. If you correctly discover what you need to do, if there is a problem with your attachment style, you can fix it. For example, you deliberately try to be yourself in social settings. If you have an avoidant attachment style, for instance, in that case, you intentionally try to connect. You interact with the person more, you hug, you invest in the relationship, you observe the results. It's much more important to focus on tangible things rather than acting on assumptions.
So, does this only affect us in romantic relationships, or does it also influence our daily friendships, work relationships, and so on?
Everywhere. It can affect us anywhere we need to form relationships. Actually, this is also somewhat related to something else. I mean, it's also a situation connected to the importance we attribute to that relationship. The more importance we assign, the more our attachment style comes to the surface. We are at our most vulnerable with the person we feel closest to, because even if unintentionally we trust them, we invest in the relationship and an attachment forms. If there is secure attachment, we set that aside. So we don't really have anything to say about that because it's both healthy and satisfying. By the way, when you experience it, you'll find yourself so much more satisfied with your life. In other cases, like avoidant or anxious attachment, toxic or unhealthy emotional states also emerge toward the people we trust unintentionally. But don't forget this, most of these are hypothetical. Reflect on yourself, you'll see. I mean, people should laugh and feel loved.
Get to know yourself, gain awareness. These videos are already for you.
Yes, that's exactly our goal. Don't forget to follow us and also guide Yusuf. You write things like, could you make a video about this? We'll look at all of them. We do check them because you're important to us.
Then, see you in the next video.
See you.